an exciting 4-week-long competition in the fastest growing mobile BR out there. This is going to be competitive. There's a lot of money on the line.
64 players, the loot is increased, just action-packed start to finish. I don't know what we're going to see, but I kind of like it.
This is the newstate mobile mashup.
Looks like he is going to retreat with the shots that come. Meanwhile, SNE has managed to creep in just a little bit closer to Seals. This is two teams that have been playing in this urban environment very, very well. You can see very tricksy plays, but on the opposite side of this, I thought that Neon had left this position, but he's also getting a little bit of trouble. Grenades are now very close, and Popeye goes down. Hopefully somebody's got some spinach to feed him right now. Look at the push coming out from the other side of this. They know they've got the down. They're close. They're just gunning it in, but Pablo is holding the line with Ban. They say, no, we get this reset. You stop right there.
PD Pablo definitely holding it down, but I gotta commend SNE. I saw a moment there before the push. All three of their teammates had grenades, and they were just pre-nading this building before making the actual collapse, trying to utilize their utility before being forced to use their guns. I like that.
SNE is in some trouble now. The circle has popped to that hillside, so Ube, Sweet Money, Sweet Para, they're feeling pretty good. They have at least one player in because that's the only person that's inside the zone right now. So whenever we're looking at Escalon and XM2, they're in a pretty decent spot right now, but Popeye goes for another peek and he's going to get dropped. Scooby doing a good job on being the point man for his squad. Sam on the other side of it, becoming a 1-2 punch that is trying to annihilate Seals. They know where they're at. They did manage to reset, but they haven't had time to reposition. Well, on the other side of it, Sam does get vision. The spray is going to come out. Pablo's trying to go at range, and he's going to get spotted. And there you go. It's going to be SNE that does get control over this territory and now has a path and a little bit of this hill that they can use for cover. They just move so efficiently for this. You can see SNE, they're having to be the workhorse in this situation. They had to fight through Seals, talking about how great of a team that was. And now they have to move into a firmly entrenched squad. This is where you've got to be ridiculously cautious. Notice the fact that we've got SWAT Bar off on the side angle for this one, and SNE Sam thinks that he sees something but doesn't spot it. So on the opposite side, we're starting to get a little bit more information fed over, and there's the knock that they needed. Seeing how they navigate, Sweet Honey's coming back, trying to make sure that they set up for it, but Scooby's got himself another angle to work with, and they are putting in some work to be said. Now, starting to find the opportunity to make their way up the hillside. It's going to be a counterplay coming around. Sam's going to open up, gets a drop on Honey, and now Escalona is going to have to defend this one up all by himself. It's a quick push. Sure, he's playing close to the circle, but he does not have anything that he can use for cover. He gets taken down, and after a masterful urban fight moving into a hillside, it's going to be SNE that takes the victory.
SNE, we talked about them before this game started. They had over 2,000 damage last game. This game, clutching it out, finishing with the chicken dinner out here, saying with that aggressive push, get behind that boulder, bam, right behind that boulder, sealed the deal. I have to say, though, that last fight was probably the cleanest 4v4 endgame fight we've had so far here tonight, Matchroom.
The only unclaimed building in this, SNE. Now, this is the opportunity for everybody else. SNE is distracted. This is when you've got to make your rotation. You can see Razzy's already making the push into this one. Smokes everywhere, just going for the spray, trying to see if anything can connect. Got a ton of bullets, still 127 to work with, and then a full reload to work with after that. Looking through, can't quite get too much. It's going to be Sam on the other side of it, and everybody's starting to get picked apart. The Sin, they did manage to make it through. They did not die on that approach, but now everything is coming apart. They haven't had enough time to really reset afterwards, and it is just bullets raining down on top of them. It is just instant destruction. Finally getting one. Dead to zone, trying to hold it up, but they are going to go down, and Razzy should be able to be rezzed.
Yeah, and SNE
is trying to go for the res. The new circle has popped, and it is not here. It is just to the southwest of it, where we can see that Venality is going to have some little bit of vision, and the two members of BD are going to have to do a massive cross. The firefight is here, though. We have got to see how this concludes, because whoever gets this is probably going to have the best vision on whoever has to rotate next.
Yeah, Vector wins all day, by the way, in these close combat situations from Hyper. So Hyper has his teammates putting in the work. Yeah, it does, especially with the blind spray through the smoke, so you don't exactly know where the enemy is. You're just shooting. That magazine is just loaded with bullets.
And Venality is anybody that was looking at the early circles could probably predict. The smokes are now down. And look, NSE, again, making very aggressive pushes, realize the fact that they do not have the cover, so using the smokes to their advantage, coming in and dismantling the position. That was beautiful. That was so freaking clean. 13 kills and a victory. Damn.
Yeah. Using their numbers to their advantage, but I love this point of view. I was looking at Venality. They had a couple deployable shields. They recognized, hey, we have no cover. We're on top of this hill in the open. They saved those shields for the late game matchup, and they also have a vehicle to work with. So they didn't care if they didn't have cover. They built their own.